Alright, it's December 13th, 2016. I'm listening to Mosiah chapter 14, and here Abinadi quotes Isaiah. So we know that the brass plates which Nephi had brought out of Jerusalem contained the 5 books of Moses, and then writings from various prophets from that time until around Jeremiah's time. Here he quotes from Isaiah. If we look in the Old Testament of the Bible and read Isaiah chapter 53, it's pretty much a word for word, given some variations in translation from or to the King James version, and from the brass plates onto the gold plates to English. There's going to be some differences, but the message is the same. Isaiah starts by talking about Jesus Christ's upbringing. He's prophesying about the coming of the Lord. He says that he'll be brought up like a root out of dry ground. And so, I don't know what the gardening was like in Jerusalem and Bethlehem at the time, or Nazareth, which is where he was brought up. But I think it's more has to do with the state of the world in regards to the gospel and the fullness of the gospel. Christ came to preach his message, and he was brought up in a time where the law of Moses had been corrupted so much that so yesterday I talked about how the priests of King Noah, the Israelites, were given the law of Moses to be a strict observance so they could remember Jesus Christ. And at the time of Christ's upbringing, the Pharisees and Sadducees had taken that strict observance and basically stripped it of its true meaning, to give them power over the people. That's the way I understand it. They exerted their knowledge of the law of Moses and the strict obedience and the strict observances, and were oppressive over the Jews because of it. And so this dry ground, a root out of dry ground that Isaiah talks about, if we think of Christ's conversation about the woman at the well, or with the woman at the well, how he is the living waters. So before Christ, there was a time when the ground or the people were without the living waters. They were dry. And then he talks more literally about Christ's physical features. There's no comeliness that we should desire him. So he wasn't to be a physically attractive man. I'm sure that being the Son of God, there was some kind of attraction there, but not the way the world would see him. I think in the world's eyes, Isaiah is prophesying that he's not going to be desired physically, which I think is true. The beauty of Christ comes from the gospel and his love for us and his ability to love us unconditionally. And when we think about our personal relationships, who are the people that we most associate with? They don't have to be physically attractive people, and if we do hang out with just physically attractive people, we're very shallow and very fake, I guess you'd say. Christ was not fake. He was real, and his love was real. And those are the type of people that we hold close to our hearts and hold close into our lives, the people that actually love us regardless of our mistakes and our physical features. And we love them and we keep them close regardless of their physical features. So, those are just some of my initial thoughts listening to this chapter. It's easy to get caught up in how the world views a certain person, and if they're accepted generally among people, it's easy to accept them, right? It's the outcasts, the people that may dress differently or even smell differently, have physical ailments that make it so that they have to deal with life differently than we do. And that's who Christ went to, were the people that were cast out because of their social status or their physical ailments. The lepers, the blind, the deaf, those sick with palsy. Isaiah's prophecies were spot on of Jesus Christ. He fulfilled those prophecies to a T. So to me, for those that read the Bible and believe in the Bible, and for those that accept the Book of Mormon also as a book of Scripture, we cannot deny that Jesus Christ is the Messiah of who the Old Testament prophets prophesied. Those are my thoughts on chapter 14 of Mosiah. Initial thoughts of the first part. Continue tomorrow. Today is December 13th, 2016.